Good morning, Shiki. For some reason, I wake up unusually pleasantly. My mind is wide awake from the instant I open my eyes. I usually can't move my hands for a few seconds right after I wake up, no matter how hard I try. But this morning I have no trouble picking my glasses up off the bedside table and restoring my vision to normal.
驚いたな。今朝はめちゃくちゃ調子いいぞ。
Probably because you went to sleep for, I don't know, first time in like 2 days or something. It could be thanks to the fact that I took it easy all day yesterday, or maybe Professor Rock's IV drip really did the trick. Either way, I'm feeling almost too healthy. I've woken up so refreshed that I'm honestly a little nervous. There's a knock at the door. After pausing for 10 seconds, Hisui enters the room with a bell.
失礼します。
おはよう翡翠。今朝もありがとう。
おはようございます、四季様。お目覚めになられていたのですね。
昨日はぐっすり眠ったから。着替えたらすぐに食堂に行くよ。お腹も減ってるし、琥珀さんに朝食はちょっと多めにしてほしいと伝えてもらえる？
かしこまりました。姉さんも喜ぶと思います。
Hisui bows and goes to leave the room. The way she does feels somewhat different from usual, enough so that I suddenly feel compelled to stop her.
翡翠、何かいいことでもあった？
はい。四季様のお顔の色が大変よろしいので、お世話役として、これに勝る喜びはありません。
How sweet. Having answered, Hisui leaves the room. It's possible that as a maid, Hisui considered those words a natural thing to say, but to me they come as a pleasant surprise.
うん、それはどうも。
Rubbing my flushed cheeks in embarrassment, I mumble a reply to the empty room.
いや、ゆだってる場合じゃない。せっかく体調がいいんだ。テキパキ着替えないと。
Pull myself together and get on with my morning routine. It's Monday, the beginning of the week, perfect for getting a fresh start. Breakfast consists of traditional Japanese food, white rice and miso soup, wilted spinach topped with soy sauce and bonito stock, daikon with squid. The main dish is an assortment of boiled turnips and shrimp, all very easily digested food.
はい、どうぞ召し上がってくださいな。足りないよう
Eating
で
good
した
today,
ら
aren't
一
we?
品足しますので、遠慮なく言ってくださいね。
I have to say, the food has an unexpected radiance despite its unpretentious preparation. Maybe Kohaku-san is actually some culinary maestro who's undergone training at a fancy restaurant.
いえ、これで十分すぎます。喜んでいただきます。
I bring my hands together in thanks and start eating. I ravenously consume the food, as though making up for my lack of appetite until now. Before I even have a chance to smack my lips, I've demolished the side dishes and hit the bottom of my rice bowl.
すみません。ろくに味わいもせず。おかわりいいですか？
もちろん、簡単なのはいいことですもの。待っていてください。すぐにもう一品お出ししますから。
She looking up good, ain't she? Well, goddamn. Kohaku-san serves me another bowl of rice, then starts heading back toward the kitchen. I call out to her from behind.
あ、それなら
何かリクエストがございます？
I involuntarily close my mouth just as I'm about to ask for what I want.
いえ、なんでもないです。琥珀さんにお任せします。
はい、お任せください。いざともなれば、秋葉様の分をちょっとだけ少なめにするのもやむなしです。
それはそれで後が怖いような。
Kohaku-san disappears into the kitchen in high spirits. She must really be happy about me asking for a second serving.
でも
I don't want to be rude to her, but the food feels strangely insufficient. I am hungry, and I do think the food tastes good. But despite that, my appetite sours with each bite. I have this feeling that it's not exactly right, like I'm craving something a little less refined, something fattier, almost junk food. Like raw meat or innards. Rather than something so intricately prepared, I'm just dying to eat something crude, something reminiscent of life itself. I leave the mansion, thanking Hisu as she sees me off. It's 7:30 in the morning. I spent too long eating breakfast that I ended up heading to school at my usual time. It's Monday, the first day of the week. The plaza in front of the station is crowded with businessmen on their commute, and students picking their way to school. It's the same as it's always been. Well, one thing is different. There's a sign on the door of the department store that says, "No entry, closed until further notice."
あのデパート。
I guess Senpai and the other members of the church cleaned the place up without anyone finding out what happened. That's the store which used to lead to the vampire's lair. Now that Vlav's dead, and the catacombs have collapsed, it's just an abandoned building.
そっか。本当に全部終わったんだ。
It might really be, since Roa is gone, but, there's always that lingering feeling, that something else is gonna happen. Senpai said her objective was to exterminate the vampires. Now that she has, I'm sure she'll disappear from the city, which means I won't see her again. Never again will I sit around with her and Arihiko in the classroom at lunch, engaged in lively conversation about something unimportant, as we've so often done before. If I'm being honest, I have a lot of regrets. Just thinking about showing up to school and not seeing Senpai there is enough to make me want to turn around and go back home. Still, these banal days are exactly what Senpai fought to protect. Acting so dejected wouldn't be what she'd have wanted. Besides, I can still remember her at least. Even though she said she'd erase my memories, she never did. Maybe she felt bad about it, or maybe it just wasn't worth her time. Not that it makes a difference either way. Even if I can never see her again, at least I can still reminisce about her. I couldn't ask for a better reward for fighting in that battle. I'll feel that. These 15 minutes right before homeroom are when the school gates are at their busiest. There's not a single person on the road leading up to the school that isn't a student. And of course, there's no unbelievably beautiful woman perched on the guardrail waiting for someone either.
ほんと。自分のことを吸血鬼だって繰り返してたけど、最後まで吸血鬼らしくなかったよな、あいつ。
I can feel myself crack a smile. I can't help but feel this way whenever I think about her. I guess it's because she was such an incredible character. There was an innocence in the way she got happy or angry, and there were times when she was truly terrifying, but she was fundamentally a good person. The time I spent with her was filled with nothing but trouble, but looking back on it, it wasn't all bad. Of course, that's all over now. There are no more vampires. Arcade and Senpai are both gone. All that remains is the routine every day.
おや、
Hey, Ciel.
おはようございます、遠野くん。
お
Everyday side of Senpai.
先輩なんでここに。
なんでと言われましても、私ここの学生ですし。この時間に登校しないと遅刻してしまいますよ。
いや、それはそうですけど、だってほら。
You acting like nothing happened between us, those two specific days, Anything like that ring a bell? Weren't you the one who said that cool line about leaving the city after the vampire had been defeated?
おお、そんな話もありましたね。あんな状況だったのにしっかり覚えているなんて、なかなかの記憶力と言わざるを得ません。先輩として鼻が高いです。と言いつつ、さりげなくメガネのズレを直す私なのでした。
So did she actually try to erase our memories? And I guess we just had some resistance to them? I guess. Then, with a satisfied smile on her face, Senpai really does adjust her glasses, as though this is all a big joke. She's clearly enjoying teasing me.
あんな状況だから覚えてるんです。先輩が言ったことなんて一つも忘れてませんからね、俺。
I lash out at her, forgetting that we're right in front of the school gates. I'm not entirely sure why I lost my composure this badly. I'm both surprised to run into Senpai here and overjoyed to see her. The combination of those two feelings has caused my brain to malfunction.
とにかくどうしてここにいるんですか。全部終わったんだから先輩はいちゃいけないはずでしょ。
なんと、私はいてはいけない系の先輩だと？
そんなわけないでしょ。いてほしい系の先輩に決まってるじゃないですか。俺をバカにしてるんですか。
ふむ、この場合バカにされているのは私の方な気がしますが、果たしていていいのかいけないのか、どっちかに統一していただかないと。
いやだから事件はもう解決したじゃないですか。
Ciel Senpai oohs and ahs as though impressed. She even starts clapping her hands. She's totally just making fun of me. Faced with this flagrant display of feigned ignorance, I finally start to calm down.
もういいです。どうせ俺なんて先輩の中じゃどうでもいい扱いなんだろうし、騒いですみませんでした。
あ、いえ、そう言われるとごめんなさい、悪ふざけが過ぎました。遠野くんが予想以上に驚いてくれるからつい。
She apologizes sincerely again. So she really was just teasing me earlier.
まあ反省してくれるならいいです。それより説明してくれるんですよね。ここまで来て放置されるとか嫌ですから。
それはもちろん私にも立場というものがありますから。でも今は校舎に急ぎましょう。先輩として後輩の遅刻は看過できません。
Senpai starts walking toward the school. All the other students that had been milling around the school gates disappeared while I wasn't paying attention. I spent so long trying to get an answer out of Senpai that there's now only 3 minutes left until homeroom. I'm still not done with her, but she's right, I have to get to class. Trying to calm my racing heart, I follow after Senpai. There's only 1 minute left before homeroom starts. The corridor is completely devoid of students. The only thing present in it are the footsteps of 2 people that are on the verge of being late for class, and...
来た来た。
Hello, Noelle.
四季くん、おはよう。
A smiling Noelle sensei greets me from the landing.
ノエル先生。
You're still here as well. It's actually Senpai who calls out in surprise. I'm still reeling from the shock of running into Senpai earlier, so seeing Noelle sensei here doesn't elicit much of a reaction from me. Besides, I'd figured that if Senpai is still here, it stands to reason that Noelle sensei would be too. Wait, isn't this kind of weird? Why is she surprised to see Noelle sensei?
あれから体の具合はどう？怪我してない？体温とか先生に測らせてくれるかな？
ノエル先生。
She entwines her arms around mine and firmly presses her body up against me. She's close, extremely close. I mean, I can even feel the tickle of her breath on the back of my ear. Wait, did she just nibble my earlobe?
何をしてるんですか、ノエル先生。見ての通りスキンシップよ。いいじゃない。朝から個人的なアプローチ仕掛けても。
You can relax. I'm sure you can relax, alright?
ほら、昔っから役割分担してるでしょ。説明役は私、現場はあなたって。今回もそうしましょう。っていうかこれ、早い者勝ちでしょ。右も左も分かってないウブな四季君にいろいろ手ほどきするのは年上の役割だと思うな、先生。バカな発言は控えてください。ここは学校です。あと遠野くん、 もしやデレデレしていますか？
はい、いいえ、してません。
あの時は心も体もぴったりくっついて二人でドキドキしちゃったのに。ま、こんな場所じゃ乗れないのも当然か。やっぱり内緒話は二人っきりがいいってことかな。
Stop this. No. Noelle Sensei presses herself up against me even harder. There's something terrible lurking behind Ciel Senpai's smile. Just before something even worse than the incident from 2 days ago can occur. The bell rings, signaling the start of homeroom. What perfect timing.
おっと、担任が遅刻しちゃダメよね。男の子はいいとして女子の皆さんに陰口叩かれるのはね。
Noelle Sensei disentangles herself from me and quickly escapes up the stairs.
それじゃあまた後でね、しきくん。先生は一足お先に教室に行ってまーす。詳しい話は放課後、校舎裏で。
Enough. Noelle Sensei disappears in the direction of the second-year classroom on the third floor. As she does, Ciel Senpai starts heading toward the third-year classroom on the second floor.
待った先輩、話は。
失礼、私も欠席はちょっと。詳しい話は放課後、茶道室で。
Her hurried yet nimble footsteps echo down the corridor as she takes off. I see a future decision brewing. To sum things up, Noelle Sensei will be waiting for me around the back of the school once classes are over. Ciel Senpai will be waiting for me in the tea ceremony room at the same time. This clear one or the other choice has me trembling in fear. This is one of those catch-22 situations, isn't it? Morning classes are over, and it's time for lunch. Noelle Sensei didn't even look in my direction once all through homeroom, or the lesson afterwards. It's like she's silently telling me that if I want to talk to her, it'll have to wait till after school. As a result, I spent all morning in a state of suspense.
おーす、何日かぶりですかね、遠野くん。大方季節の変わり目で風邪でもひいた。おや、遠野の様子が。
Arihiko tilts his head in confusion. I've known this guy for a long time. It seems like it's only taken him one look to see just how distressed I am about the choice I have to make. The choice of where to go once classes are over.
いつも通りじゃんか。むしろ顔色いいじゃんか。体調不良で休んでたんじゃないのかよ。シエル先輩からそう聞いてたんですけど。
ああ、そっか。木曜は有彦がうちに電話してくれたんだっけ。いやー、その説はどうもいろいろと余分なことまでありがとう。
気にすんな、一つ貸しな。ところで君の妹さんね、声だけですげえ美人だとわかるのはどうかと思うよ。もし黒髪ロングでおとなしくて儚さゆえに守りがいのあるタイプだったら何としても紹介してくれ。
何、お前そういうステレオタイプの年下好きなの？
I surmise you wouldn't get along with her.
妹ってのはそれだけで最後のファンタズムですからね。
そうか、そういうことなら今度うちに招待するからぜひ話し相手になってやってくれ。守りがいありすぎるからお前の好みストライクだぞ。
Sarcasm. I look lukewarmly at my best friend, who can hardly believe his luck. He can't stay a child forever. This is as good a time as any for his fantasies to come crashing down. Putting that aside,
有彦、これから昼食か？
ああ、遠野はどうする？学食と購買どっちにするよ。
そうだな。
either way, today I feel like I want to eat something really filling. Okay, well, as always, we save. Order something calorific at the cafeteria, buy a bunch of curry buns at the school store. Wait, didn't someone owe me a bento? What's that one? I've just remembered something. My heroics have earned me a reward. It was a bit of an unreasonable request, and she only agreed to me. Oh, yeah, the bento. Like, Ciel, like, when she was down in the fight, and we talked for a little bit, she said she'd give me the bento. That's right. My heroics have earned me a reward. It was a bit of an unreasonable request, and she only agreed to it after the fact, but a promise is a promise. Circumstances aside, if I've got an excuse to meet with Senpai, I'm not going to waste another second.
悪いアリヒコ、先約を思い出した。そっちは食堂でパスタでも食べていてくれ。
Why'd you look so serious there?
パスタ？パスタなんで？
I decide to conveniently forget about our promise to meet in the tea ceremony room after school. I have to strike while the iron's hot. There's a risk this reward will expire if I wait too long. If I want to get a bento from Senpai, then today's the perfect day. Go ahead then. I swing by the school store, then make my way to the tea ceremony room. I knock on the door. I can hear the sound of someone inside shuffling toward it.
はい、茶道部ですが、どなたでしょうか？
I can hear Senpai's voice coming from the other side of the door.
遠野です。先輩、お昼ご飯一緒に食べましょう。
I try to speak as naturally and confidently as I can. But there's no response. Even with the door between us, I can still feel the weight of Senpai's silent treatment.
先輩、お昼ご飯だってば。
放課後と言ったはずです。今日は遠野くんとは食べません。
It's just as I feared. She's mad at me for ignoring the fact that she specifically told me to come talk to her once classes were over. But even if she is...
カレーパン、あるよ。
遠野くん、私が食べ物に釣られる人間だって思ってるんですか？
Senpai yells at me through the door. Crap, my plan backfired. What do I do now? If I force my way in, she'll only get even angrier at me. I guess I'll have to wait until after school after all.
まあ、それはそれでもらっておきますが。
Of course. Of course.
お
The door swiftly slides open, revealing Senpai standing behind it.
考えてみたら、遠野くんに八つ当たりをする言われはありませんでした。そもそも、せっかく来ていただいたお客さんを追い返すのは失礼です。
I'm not sure what she's so angry about that she needs to take it out on someone, but it looks like I've been given a pass.
つまり、お昼を一緒に食べていい？
ええ、まあ、そう取ってもらって構いません。そんなに和室が好きなんでしたら、どうぞ中に入ってください。
Senpai retreats back into the tea ceremony room. I enter as well, following behind her. Senpai is holding a packed lunch. It isn't homemade, it's one of the club sandwiches I saw at the school store.
あれ？先輩、お昼はそれだけ？
はい、今日はちょっと手持ちが少なくて、一番安くて量の多いものを、昨日予想外の出費があったもので。
Senpai puts her hands together and starts nervously fidgeting with her fingers. Maybe her fingers are itchy. That said, they are as beautiful as always, not a scratch on them.
それより遠野くん、事前に断っておきますが、吸血鬼の話は放課後になってからです。今はランチタイムですから、そのことをきちんとわきまえるように。
分かってます。単に先輩とお昼が食べたかっただけですから。真面目な話はまた後でですね。
I sit down on the tatami and open up my lunch. I still have a lot of questions, but I'll just put them out of my mind for now. If it means I can spend lunch break together with Senpai doing nothing in particular, then I'll happily make that trade.
おや、遠野くんも同じセットですね。
今日は他にカレーパンもつけましたよ。でも、 本当は違うものを期待していたんです。例えばお手製のお弁当とか。
Mm-hmm.
そうですか。お手製の。遠野くんのお家ならそれぐらい作ってもらえるんじゃないですか？
You forgot, didn't you?
そうですね。めちゃくちゃ料理の美味しい家政婦さんがいてくれますから、お願いすれば用意してもらえるとは思います。
I mean, it was a brief moment.
でも大事なのは味ではなくてですね。頑張ったご褒美にもらえる真心的なものが欲しかったんです。
I steal a glance at her. Senpai is looking away awkwardly. It seems she's realized what I'm hinting at.
それは遠野くんの一方的な要求に過ぎないというか、強制力はあまりないというか、別に実行できなくても問題にはならないというか。
Yeah,
ひどい。どうでもいい問題なので忘れていたわけですか。
いえ、忘れていたわけではなく、むしろ制作にもう少し時間が必要で、昨日一日ぐらいじゃ勘とか全然戻らなくて、大事なのは味じゃないと言いますけど、やっぱり一番大事なのは美味しいことだと思うんです。
sure. I'm a little stunned. I never thought I'd see Ciel senpai so frantic. But wait, calm yourself, Shiki. She's saying she needs more time because otherwise she can't make something delicious, which means that even though the hopes and dreams are something I threw out there on a whim.
先輩、本当に俺のお弁当を作ってくれたんですか？
はい、作れませんでしたけど、期待に応えられなくて申し訳ありません。お弁当はもう少しお時間をいただくとして、何か他にお返しできるものがあればいいんですけど。
It appears even the almighty senpai of Soya High has her faults. Now that I think about it, she usually gets me lunch at either the cafeteria or the school store. Not the best cook, I guess. Still, some other way to repay me. In a way, I feel as though it was enough that she remembered that crazy promise at all. Senpai slumps her shoulders dejectedly. This display of vulnerability is so novel.
残念です。となると体で返してもらうしかないですね。
Hell no, man. What the fuck?
What do you mean by that? That it flips a switch deep inside of me.
はあ、労働力でですか。割と現実的なんですね、遠野くん。でもよかった。それならなんとかなりそうです。
Oh, maybe you mean like homework or something. That would work. And
明
totally
日の
not be
放課
weird.
後2時間ぐらいならどんなアルバイトでも代わって。
What an incredibly wholesome mind she has. Or put another way, just how straight-laced are her values. Anyway, that aside.
そうじゃなくて、もっと直接的なスキンシップの話です。
Oh, brother, here we go. In one smooth motion, I uncross my legs and sidle over to Senpai.
遠野くん、何を。
何って近くに寄らないと先輩に触れないでしょ。そうだ、肩周りが見たいので上着を脱がせちゃいますね。
それは聖職者として許可できません。っていうか、肩周りって。
じゃあメガネ取らせてください。
What are you doing?
なぜ爽やかに気が狂ってます。
なぜって男はみんなそうですけど、女の子の装飾品を剥がすのとか大好きだし、ゆで卵を剥く感じというか、それが末端であるほど興奮しますよね、先輩。
I'm uncomfortable. I'm
なんか
uncomfortable.
堂々と屈折した紳士でした。
I reach out for Senpai's glasses. She swiftly backs away from my advancing hand.
取り替えっこなら、そちらのメガネと交換ならいいです。
Senpai throws out an unexpected condition as if to hide her embarrassment. My finger stopped just short of reaching her. For some reason, I had this irresistible urge to toy with Ciel Senpai's glasses, but her words would have brought me back to my senses. Thank God this was only a momentary impulse.
すみません。どうかしてました。先輩があまりに可憐な反応をするもので、つい。
Jesus. I bowed my head by way of an apology and quietly returned to my seat on the floor.
可憐ですか。よくわかりませんけど、正気に戻ってくれたのは助かります。メガネはいいんですか？
残念だけどまたの機会に。メガネを人前で取るのは俺も苦手でした。自分にできないことを人にお願いするのは、ちょっと虫が良すぎましたね。
はあ、私はそこまで気にしてませんけど、突然だったから驚いただけで。遠野くんはそんなに目が悪いんですか？
視力は平均的です。このメガネだってドア入ってないし、外さないのはただの願掛けです。子供の頃にお世話になった人との約束というか、まあそれも。
That's a promise I ended up breaking because of the events of the past few days.
訳ありということですね。それに関しては追求しませんが、先ほどの直接的なお返しというのは、
Senpai nervously glances at my face in a cute manner. I really let myself get carried away. Senpai may be tough, but there's still a line I shouldn't cross when joking around. Yeah, maybe you should have realized that earlier.
改めて反省させてください。さっきのは健全な男子高校生の素直な気持ちというか、とにかく弁当の代わりに要求するようなことではありませんでした。今後は何とか抑えますので、今回ばかりはおめこぼしのほどをいただきたく。
I pressed my forehead flat against the floor as I apologized profusely.
そうなんですか。私も年頃の男の子の生態は耳にしていますので。遠野くんが基本けだものだったこととか、何を言っているのかは理解できるのですが。
すみません。生態とか言われるのはきついです、先輩。
ですよね。とにかく一時の気の迷いなのは分かりましたけど、なんでそんなことを？浴場するのならノエル先生にだと思うんですけど。
Hell no! That's a case right there, right then and there. Absolutely not.
何言ってるんですか？そんなの先輩の体が魅力的だからに決まってます。
Her reaction is kind of... It's becoming apparent that she really has no idea just how dangerous her own body is.
ですね。今話題にするのはルール違反だけど、我慢できないから話しますよ。シエル先輩はとんでもなく魅力的で、グローブと戦ってる時の先輩はめちゃくちゃかっこよかったです。
I thought we said to leave vampire shit out of here.
かっこいいですか？
はい。地下の広場の時点で頼もしさは最高潮でしたけど、鎧に身を包んでからの先輩のかっこよさは別次元でした。あんな吹雪の中で一歩も引かなかった姿は完成されたアスリートみたいで、俺は外から見ていることしかできなかったけど、勇ましすぎて目が離せなかった。
I thought it was established that we would not talk about that at all right now, but okay,
華奢
whatever.
な手足であんな重そうな重機とかバカでかい剣を振り回すのも嘘みたいだったし、何より鎧が剥がれてからの先輩はこう無防備すぎて脳にガツンときたというか、こんな反則級にすごい女の子がいるなんて、
She is tweaking out right now.
こうして思い返しても信じられないくらいです。
I try to stop myself from getting too worked up as I divulge all these feelings. Just thinking about that frigid battle is enough to make my body temperature rise. It's no exaggeration to say that it actually makes my chest hurt. Frustratingly, I can't put my finger on exactly why it does though. If I could put that pain in my chest into words, perhaps I could convey my feelings better to senpai.
とにかく以上です。それぐらい先輩は魅力的だってことを自覚してください。
はあ、にわかには信じられませんが、遠野くんが言うなら1割ぐらいは。でも後半は褒め言葉じゃなかったような。
褒め言葉です。的確な表現が思い当たらなかっただけで、先輩はとことんモンスター級でした。もう夢に出るくらいに。先輩、自分のことわからないんですか？
そうですね。ちょっと自信はありません。
So humble.
私、あんまり自分に関心はありませんから。
Senpai's voice is almost apologetic.
すみません。きっと自分のことなんて好きじゃないんです、私。
先輩？
What do you mean by that?
でも、ありがとうございます。誰かに褒められるのって、こんなに嬉しくて、こんなに照れくさいことだったんですね。
Senpai flashes me a happy smile, then looks down at the floor and falls silent. I end up not saying anything either. Then, after a few minutes of silence, she suddenly looks back up at me.
話は変わりますが、遠野くん。
はい。
Okay. There's a sudden tension in the air, so I straighten up and return her gaze. It's clear as day that she's about to bring up something really serious.
予定を早めて、吸血鬼の話ですか？
いえ、カレーパンください。
Okay.
話変わりすぎだよ、先輩！だいたい、食べ物には釣られないって言ってたじゃないか。
それとこれとは別問題です。遠野くん、自分が言ったことを今更保護にする気なんですか？
It seems I underestimated the passion she holds for her favorite food. In fact, it appears she was dead serious about our negotiations regarding the curry buns.
はいはい。元からその予定だったし。どうぞ、お納めください、将軍様。
I swiftly hand over the curry bun. Senpai lets out a yippee as she gleefully accepts the bun. She's acting just like a child.
それでは遠野くんには食後のお茶をお約束しましょう。ご安心を。空気を読んで緑茶ではなく紅茶にして、おまけにお茶菓子もつけちゃいます。
What a humble offer that is. Well, as long as Senpai is happy, I have nothing to complain about. If the price of her smile is a single curry bun, that's a deal I'm willing to take. How sweet. Lunch break is over. We never ended up having our in-depth conversation. Ciel-senpai stood firm on her rule that anything serious would have to wait until after school. Senpai said she'd head back to our classroom after cleaning up the tea ceremony room. I'm reluctant to leave, but if I stick around, I just get in her way. I take a moment to collect myself and then head back to my classroom.